Alright guys, drop everything, because the WCA just made one of the biggest announcements they have in over a decade. The FTO, also known as a face-turning octahedron, is now an official WCA event. If you're a cuber and you've been following the community for any amount of time, you know how long people have been asking for this. This event has been wanted for so long, and it finally happened. For anyone who doesn't know what an FTO is, this is it. 8 sides, completely unique churning system. It churns on the faces, hence the name face-turning octahedron. It is one of the most unique and fun puzzles out there, and now it's officially going to be on the WCA stage. The FTO will be available at competitions starting January 2nd, 2027, using the same average of 5 format that most events use, so you have got about 6 months to start practicing. And honestly, look at this thing. It deserves to be official. But here's where the announcement gets really complicated, because the WCA didn't just add an event today, they removed one. Clock is being removed as an official WCA event. After the WCA World Championships 2027, that's it. It's done. No more clock, no more official clock competitions. Now, the WCA gave a pretty detailed explanation for why they made the decision, and I want to go through it because I think it's important to actually understand their reasoning before we react to it. Their first argument is that clock is operationally difficult. It's hard to scramble correctly, and it requires different equipment than every other event, and judging it is complicated. They said that clock remains highly prone to incidents even after multiple regulation changes over the years. Their second argument is about spectator appeal. When you're watching someone compete in clock, it's genuinely hard to see what's happening from a distance. You cannot tell if it's solved, you cannot follow the solve, and for an organization that's trying to grow the sport and bring in new audiences, that is a real problem. And then the third argument about the clock is something that's probably going to spark a little more debate. The WCA said that the clock is not a three-dimensional, geometrical, twisty puzzle. It is a mechanical puzzle, and the WCA wants to be an organization specifically for three-dimensional twisty puzzles. They said removing clock actually strengthens their identity as an organization. Alright, so here's my honest take on all this. The FTO being added, I think that's great. I think it's a fun, unique, twisty puzzle that honestly, it's probably about time that it gets added. A lot of people want it, and I think it's going to be a fun addition. But however, for the clock, I've never been a clock person, but this still kind of makes me sad because there's a lot of people that have spent a lot of time and hours of their life grinding out this puzzle. And I mean, it's been in the WCA for so long, and it seems like it's just been gaining popularity. There's been new clocks coming out. This one's really old, but a lot of good new hardware. A lot of people who like to solve it. The last competition I was at, like the world champ was there in clock, and all these kids were like getting autographs from him, and they had like 15 clocks and they were trying to trade for mine. All these people that love clock, they're just going to be devastated. I mean, it's really, really disappointing when you love an event this much and it's been around for this long. I don't really think that it was necessary to get rid of the clock just like that. I think it was growing in popularity. I mean, it's honestly a fun puzzle and it doesn't even take that long. Now, I do agree with the difficulty in scrambling and, I mean, judging, I guess, and like the visual appeal. But I really don't know how big of a deal that totally is. I guess the WCA does have their reasoning, but I don't really think it was necessary to get rid of it. So I just think it's unfortunate for that community of people that really liked clock, because the WCA basically just cut them off and said like no more of that event for you. So I think it's totally fair for them to be upset about that. And it really isn't that small of a deal. Like, that's pretty upsetting. And here's what I keep coming back to. The WCA announced both of these things on the same day, at the same time, in the same statement. And I do not think that this was an accident. Adding the FTO, something the community has been wanting forever, on the same day they remove clock, seems like a deliberate move to me. It softens the blow, and it gives people something to be excited about at the same time you're taking something away. And I don't know if that really pertains to what this video is about, but honestly, that's just a thought I had, and I don't know. I kind of want to know what you guys think about that. So at the end of the day, I'm hyped about the FTO. This puzzle is incredible, and it deserves a spot on the official stage. January 2027 cannot come fast enough. But also, I think the clock community deserves to have their frustration heard. These are real people who dedicated real time to an event that is now being taken away. So I want to hear from you. Are you hyped about the FTO? Are you upset about clock? Do you think the WCA made the right call, or do you think they handled this badly? Drop everything in the comments, because this is genuinely one of the most significant announcements the WCA has made in years, and I want to know where the community stands on it. Either way, the FTO is now official, so that's pretty awesome for me. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, lost souls, they looking for a leader, that's why I'm still reading. Posted on they block with 7 shots, we taking demons out.